Okay, good morning, everybody. We're live. Now I just need to check to make sure we're live where we're supposed to be. Good. Okay, so there I am. Okay. Am I live in the other locations too? Welcome, everybody. And if you're coming on for the replay, just do hashtag replay. And we were getting started. Maybe. Okay, home. Let me check my group real quick. Okay, looks like we're good to go. We're where we're supposed to be. I'm super excited to be here. Um, this is my first live for the Unlock Your Magic by Unicorn Rocks. We'll be doing live every Thursday, typically about 10. Next week will have to be a little bit later. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Haven't quite figured out how to see comments, so I'll have to work on that while we're live. Okay, so I'm really excited. I've got some new things going on. Obviously, the lives are new. My office is currently a mess because we are redoing it. So I've got a background for now. And coming up, we have a workshop at the end of the month. New Beginnings Mala workshop. You'll be learning how to make a mala and what a mala is and how to use it. This live, you're just going to have a quick dive into the same thing. So if you have any questions or want any more details, the workshop is where you're going to want to be. We've also got a kit that's going to go with the workshop if you choose to. So if you want to make a mala with us and you would like the supplies to do it, you will get a kit with okay, I literally just had it right in front of me. Okay. Oh, they're there. So you'll either have citrine bead. Oh, that's not going to work. There we go. Citrine beads, and it's going to come with a tassel, the cord that you need, a needle, and all 108 beads, which will actually be 109 beads because of the guru bead. So that's available too. This week I'm also available for readings. So then that's it for the like intro stuff. So let's go ahead and dive into the live and get that information going. Today we're going to be learning about malas. We're going to learn why there's 108 beads. It's all very interesting to me. And I'm hoping it's interesting to you too. And why and how they're used. That's the most common question is, what's a mala and why do I use it? So if you're having a difficult time meditating, even just for a little bit, or you have a difficult time taking time for yourself, this is a really good live for you. So a mala is a string. They're prayer beads. They can also be in the form of a rosary. They can be in the form of a healing beads, which is another. It kind of coincides with a book that was written. But they're prayer beads. They're prayer and meditation beads, and there's 108 of them. with the ninth bead being a guru bead, which is typically what people use as their marker as to where to start and stop. So with malas, it's really interesting because there's different ways you can create them. There's the 108, and you can do that. It's just a standard 108 strand with a tassel at the end. This one does not have a guru bead on it, so your tassel is your marker. I have another one here, and this one does have a small guru bead on it. And then some have larger guru beads on them. You can have a strand of 54 beads that you do twice. So you would do the 54 beads and then do it again. Before I get into that, what you do with the beads is either breathing, meditation, or a mantra. So, like, and you move your hand down the beads and you do breathing in and out for each bead. That's kind of, we'll be diving into that a little bit more towards the end of this live. You can get beads in a wrist version, which is like this one here. So it's a bracelet. And you can make it with 21 beads and do it 6 times, or 27 beads and do it 4 times. Or I wear a bracelet and sometimes I'm just doing the 27 or 21 beads alone, and I don't do it multiple times because I don't always need that much meditation, or I don't have that much time. I also have a purse mala that I started making that's 6 beads, and you can do that 21 times or do it just the 6 beads. So the 808 beads represent, and this is where this stuff gets interesting, because there's no true reason why there's 108. If you ask anybody, you're going to get pretty much a different answer from a lot of different people. But typical answers would be that it represents the energy lines that connect to the heart chakra. There's 108 acupressure points on the body. It's also believed that there's 108 levels or steps to a soul's journey. There are also 108 letters in Sanskrit. Now this is the interesting one, because how would they know when they created the malas way back when? But the sun's diameter is 108 times larger than the diameter of the earth. And the distance between the two, between the sun and the earth, are 108 times larger than the diameter of the sun. You can't tell me that there's not a higher power of some sort playing their game, like creating and just doing their magic with that. But the truth is that there isn't a rule of thumb as to why there's the 108, but there's a lot of scientific and metaphysical reasons why there is. So again, we've got our workshops, our readings, and our kit available. If you want more information on the workshop, type new. If you want more information on the kit, type kit. And if you want more information on readings, type readings in the comments, and we will get you that information. So malas are not either knotted like this one or not. You actually won't find any of mine not knotted. When I learned how to make malas when I was young, I learned to knot them, and the monk that taught me how to do it told me that they are considered strength malas because the knots add strength to the mala. so they hold, they hold up better with the counting and stuff like that. Um, Another reason why I do them knotted is because I had one that was not knotted, and if you're using your mala, it's gonna break. That's the way it's gonna. That's just what happens, and it breaks when it's done doing whatever it needed to do. Is my belief. Um, and all the beads went all over the place, and so then I lost a lot of beads. So obviously, if it's not knotted, you lose everything. But if it's knotted, you'll just lose the one bead that it broke at. um, but I really like the idea that it signifies strength. It also gives you a spacer between the bead, so it's easier to see which bead you're on. Um, so are you tired of living the way you're living, making choices, maybe addiction or not healthy physical or mental health choices in your life, and you want to make those changes? Malas are a great tool for that. Um, they help you slow down, make the decisions that you need to make, and really take the time, because we're living in a really fast-paced world, and I've really started learning that I need to stop and think about what it is that I'm making what my decision is on and what my answer is going to be. So I talked about how the different malas. Here, I'll do this one. So each bead is either breathe in, breathe out, or, and this is important, especially if you're going to do a full mala, full 108. If you have asthma or lung issues, you might want to try to do, instead of breathing in and breathing out for one bead, do breathe in for one bead, breathe out for one bead. Because I know that with my asthma, if I'm having issues, especially like right now because of my cough, if I breathe in, breathe out with for one bead too fast, then I breathe too fast and it causes issues. So make sure that when you're choosing what you're doing with your mala, that you are taking into consideration your health and how you're feeling. So if you're feeling stressed, or like if your body's feeling stressed, or if things are difficult, then you need to stop and think about how you're going to do it, um, and change things up. So that's a really important part that I wanted to point out. Um, so with each bead, you can do a mantra, you can do a sound, you can do a breathing, you can do an affirmation. Sometimes, so I have some malas that just have two different kinds of beads, um, or three different kinds of beads, and sometimes I have a different mantra for each kind. So really, there's no rule. It just depends on how you want to use it. Um, but there are definitely different ways that make it um, work better. Like it know, like the crystals, the wood, and everything knows what you want to do. You can also use them during prayer time. So if you go to church or whatever, um, you can also use it during prayer, and you can run your hands down it as kind of a grounding. Because the wood beads typically are grounder beads. They're going to help you ground yourself to the earth because they come from the earth. Or if you're saying a prayer, you can say the prayer while you are uh, touching each bead. So repetition, um, sorry, notes. Um, all of us are born with a fire within, and it's your job to build that fire up, to keep it fed. Um, and when it's not fed, it gets dim. So a lot of times, if you're having a hard time focusing or there's some depression feelings going on, it usually means that your soul fire needs some attention. And self care is an important part of that, but mental self care is a very important part of that. So, making sure that I mean, you can even do self love affirmations, but making yourself a priority, even for a short period of time, um, with a small mala, is a great way to start in to build that fire up. And repetition is a habit builder. As you get going, like I found this very difficult because I started with 108. I was young. I was 13. Um, I started with 108, and that was really hard. So when I learned about the smaller malas in my 30s, I was really excited to be able to share that with people because sometimes the 108 beads can be scary. And sometimes it can be a lot to add into your life. And that's okay. That's okay. As you build up and you get used to the smaller beads, then the 108 doesn't seem so bad. And it really doesn't take that long unless you are making sure that it's taking longer. So there are times where I'm very intentional about saying whatever I'm saying slowly and moving from each bead to each bead at a very slow rate. So, honoring your life force, you'll leave space for breathing. A lot of people hold their breath. So, it'll start also teaching you to breathe more. Um, and with the malas and the bracelets, you have the tools. Once you get going, you have the tools to be able to deal when the difficult things come in. Um, when you need to take that time to process through or take that time to change whatever it is that's happening. So again, workshop, go ahead and type new. If you're interested in the kit, type kit. And if you're interested in readings, type readings. Very excited about this live. Definitely got some learning and growing to do. So I'm there right with you guys. I just want to thank you for being here and pursue what sets your soul on fire and find those who will help you fan the flame. Have a great week. Bye, guys.